doorbell at Jimmy's house. Now, when you come to my house, my doorbell sounds like this.
Hey, we're live with the People's Weekly. I hope I am louder than I was last time. What's up, Glenn?
Buenos dias. You know, if you want to get louder, you just have to get angrier. It seems to work for a lot of people out there.
Yeah. So, bring this music down. Goodbye, music. Man, it's been crazy this last couple of weeks. All kinds of stuff going on. Well, since last week, since we last talked. I mean, Harry O is out of jail or prison. That was unexpected.
Well, shit turns real fast the closer it gets to the drain. I think that might have something to do with it.
Yeah. So, and Suge's still in prison. The saga continues.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, that was the celebrity part of the show right there. Because I don't usually do one of those, but I happen to know these people. Like, you know, a lot of times I don't know who the celebrities they're talking about are. I knew these celebrities. So anyway, that's rare. So enjoy it while you had it. So what was going on this week, Glenn? We had a lot of things that are that have a common theme, like cars running into people. I think just yesterday with Portland, like you said, some crazy wacko just was driving down the sidewalk. I think that's what the story is, trying to run up down as many people as possible. And then we had the cop SUV that could have backed up. It was during a drag racing event. He stopped. He was worried, quote unquote. So he says that his window would get smashed. So instead of backing up where there was nothing behind him, he backed up a couple feet and then punched it through the crowd, running over people. Did someone die during that? I don't even know.
No.
Wow, that person got like run over by the police car. If they're not dead, they're hurt pretty bad, I bet you. If I'm wrong, that's like a bona fide miracle. But yeah, I mean, the pig just ran through a crowd of people. One of them was under the car and the tires went over him. I don't know if everyone saw the video. But yeah, it was sickening and disgusting, and that's what pigs do. In Los Angeles, I don't know if you know this, Glenn, we got quite a few police and a couple sheriffs that are really, really sick with COVID. Some of them, they're hoping they'll pull through. A couple of them died. And the reason I'm saying this is because, as you might know, and some of the people listening, I film them all the time without masks on.
Yeah.
Up in people's faces, up in people's car windows, searching through people's cars. No mask. But like we said last week, if you're willing to shoot people and get away with it, and run people over and get away with it, and do every other heinous, terrible crime and get away with it, who cares if you get some people sick and they might die? You'll definitely get away with that. So I guess that's where we're at in policing in Los Angeles.
Well, the thing about Tacoma, and when it first came up on social media, all you really saw was a bunch of people on the street surrounding a police vehicle. He insisted he had to leave and drove over some people to do it. It took about half an hour. And then you find out it's street racing. And I'm like, okay. So if it's not one of those Discovery Channel backyard drag racing shows, why is this going on in the city? Like, why are they allowing street racing? And all these people turn up, so obviously it's not a secret. So the issue is that what you didn't see in that video, if you saw it, of when the cop drove through the crowd, the intersection to the right, there was a dude doing donuts in that intersection for like a minute and a half, solid. And he had just basically driven away down the street. And at the end of the video, the cop turns right. That's the way the car went. So my question is, this is Tacoma, Washington. Are you the only cop on duty? And are you the only cop who has a vehicle? And didn't they teach you guys anything about those boxes with all the buttons on them? They're called radios.
And the reverse?
There's absolutely no reason for that cop to go anywhere. He just wanted to be a hero. And he was the one who was going to chase him.
I mean, street races are dangerous. They have them all the time. People die.
Yeah.
A lot of things are dangerous.
So let's get a couple thousand people standing on the sidewalks to watch, too.
Well, yeah, but here's the other thing. If nobody got injured right then, the cop had to come and prove that they're dangerous. I'm going to make sure you might have got away with it without anyone getting injured one night. No, that's ridiculous. They just want to hurt people, man. They get some kind of they get a sick satisfaction out of that. I'm convinced of this. They're sick gangbanger thugs with badges and military weaponry.
Well, I just, like it's always a bullshit story that you get from law enforcement. But this is just so utterly unnecessary. Like, this guy's worried about people going to break his glass. Well, maybe that's because he's got it in gear and he's revving the motor. How about if you put it back in park and take your foot off the gas? I bet you people won't be pounding on your fucking windows anymore. It's such bullshit. But, that's their thing.
I mean, even if he could have just went to, my windows might get hit. So what? Backup should be on the way. Go slow at a steady pace. People can, move out of the way.
Well, he also has a public address. Like, he can talk to everybody outside his car. We all know they can do it. They just don't like to.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't know. It's just punching it and running people over to save some glass. He could have killed somebody. I thought he did.
But that's the problem right there. These fucking idiots are trained to think and act that that's okay. That's probable cause because they had to get out of there and these people were in the way. That's the problem.
The insurgents were about to attack.
Yeah, Antifa. Fuck. It's just utterly ridiculous, you know? Again, this is something that gets shown all over the world, and there are people all over the world that look at that video and then look at each other and look back at the video, and they're just like, what the fuck? You know? But hey,
Yep.
you know, I just really don't understand how this is, especially, and again, during a fucking pandemic. See any masks happening there? Like, oh my God.
Yeah, I guess what happened was 5,000 probably racist people said they wanted it. 500,000 people signed a petition so far to recall Gavin Newsom, the governor of California.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he's like, oh, we're going to ease all the restrictions almost immediately. They need 1 million more to even make it happen. So they're a third of the way there. And the reason I said Nazis because I hate Newsom just as much as they do probably, but for very different reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's such crap, this politics crap they do. We have 426 or 8,000 dead people since the beginning of this. So you know what I think we should do? We should just play some really lovely music and be like, what's going on in Canada, Glenn? So the people here in the United States can get their mind off their horrific, you know, situation and pretend like they're next door, feeling all groovy like y'all.
But Joe won. Everything's cool. Nothing to see. Remain calm. Stay indoors. You know, I mean, you're in a fucking hotspot for what's going on with the pandemic. And I think the curve is getting pretty fucking steep in LA County, isn't it? I don't know how much more drastic it can get. Sorry. But, I mean, this is just like New York City in the first wave. How they just got hammered. And, you know, again, this thing about rights over killing a deadly virus, I don't know, man. There's got to be some kind of impetus that could get more people to say, you know, all right, I'll do what people who are not, now this is definition. If you're somebody who thinks you don't have to wear a mask, you are by definition anti-social. You are against society or against anything to do with anybody else.
Yeah.
So, you know, never mind that being a great look. You know, I'm afraid.
Well, I don't think he could ease mask restrictions because they're federal, but I think he's just opening things up. Like, you know, we got to, because the economy's so important, especially now that Biden's in. We don't want a Democrat to ever look bad because I don't know why. Because they're terrible, just like the Republicans. But for some reason, these people are like, it's so ridiculous. It's such a joke. Politics don't make any sense in real life.
No, not anymore, because they're beyond real life to, you know, 97.75% of the people. But, you know,
like,
I don't know.
It's illegal to bribe a cop. It's illegal to bribe a judge, but it's perfectly legal to bribe the top people from the president all the way down, all these politicians, Congress, Senate.
Well, you see, though, that's almost semantics because, you know, if I had my choice, I wouldn't bribe those people either. I'd just buy them. You know, it's not like I'm giving you some scratch to do a little thing for me. No, you bought.
Well, that's what it means, though. You bribed him, like the mafia owns cops or police departments, just like the politician. I mean, the corporations own the politicians.
Well, from what I can see, being this far away, at least it looks like this new DA, Gascon, hasn't fucked up yet, hasn't sold out yet, shall we say. So is that one bright spot?
You know, I have no faith in politicians, so I have to say time will tell. But I have no forgiveness for these people either. You either work for the people or you don't. It's that simple. The minute you do something against the people, you're worthless.
See, there you go. There's something that I have to clue into because I'm not from LA, but with the history of district attorneys in LA, yeah, it is more politician, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
These people
That's
are
scary.
Sheriff is a politician too.
Oh yeah, I'd agree with that one.
And really the chief of police is too, and they always have been. When all the politicians are around doing photo ops, these cats are with them. These cats are sleazing up to them, trying to get the photo op with them. Because there might be a bigger, better city that you can go to and brutalize people and, commit
and
atrocities. Or have your troops committing atrocities where you sit back and pretend like your hands are clean and you care. That's all Moore or Villanueva are. They're just mafia bosses.
With different rules.
The head honchos, yeah. With no rules. They make their own rules.
Well, it's, like you said, politics. And now, because of how badly the previous administration did nothing to really even get ready for the second wave, never mind try and stop it. Now, if suddenly things do improve and, the U.S. gets to move down on the COVID list, like remember when China was number one? Well, they're nowhere near number one anymore. So maybe if the Americans can drop off the top of the charts, and if they finally agree on how much money they're not going to send people, I mean, this whole scam now about 1,400, it's like, wow, you guys got big balls to try and pull this shit off now. But I think if Biden convinces enough people that he's doing all he can for the pandemic, he's going to get quite a honeymoon period here. It's going to be quite a while before any shit sticks to him.
Now, the way he's going to prove this is... Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But that's the time to be afraid and keep your eyes open. Because if the COVID coverage turns into a positive, the networks will run it nonstop.
Yeah.
So then what'll be going on in the background?
You always watch what's going on in the background. You watch about the stories they're trying to mute out. And you watch how they spin the stories. It's
or just flat out create the stories.
Yeah. I mean, it's no different. Biden's corrupt as hell. All these people hailing him. One woman was on Twitter talking about, give him a chance. He's only been in there a few days. I'm like, no, he's been in there 46, 45 years. What are you talking about? We don't know what he's going to do. We know who he is. He showed us who he was for 46 years. And these people don't believe him? He's changed? That's like an abusive relationship, man. Well, that's like Stockholm syndrome. That's whatever it is, where You're
Yeah.
sympathizing with your abuser, and it's disgusting.
Well, I'm just not aware of any occurrences where granting people more authority and more power makes them more humble. Sorry, I'm not aware of that.
You know, that's not
I'm
even
just
a thing. They
no,
just make
it's
it up.
not.
Oh man.
But hey, whatever. If it works for now.
Yeah, today is just a tangent show. So the tangents of the subjects. We've been doing this the last month or two, right?
Yep.
Yeah. We're gonna bring it home soon. I'm getting a studio put together. I'm waiting on a few more things like interfaces and stuff and memory and just stuff to make everything run smooth and make you, Glenn, and whoever else is on the shows be able to hear any audio we play.
So there.
Watch this, Glenn. Do you hear
What?
music in the background?
Nope.
What kind of music is playing in the background, Glenn?
None.
Oh, there's music playing. The audience hears it. I hear it. But you don't hear it. And that's the thing we got to solve. And that's what's hopefully going to be fixed. Because it'll be nice sometimes to say, oh, remember when this guy said this crooked politician or this chief of police or this Nazi scum, whatever. We can play it and then you can hear it. So we could all make sure everybody's heard it, even the audience who might not have heard the thing.
Yeah,
So-
like even BTR could do that for Christ's sake.
Well, we're with Spreaker here. And they're
Same.
going to have this fixed. They're gonna not fix, but they're gonna actually have this where it's gonna happen, as well as having giving us a way to do multiple shows with different logins, and it's gonna be done last year,
Yeah. Yeah.
like about a
And,
year and a half ago. It's gonna be finished by then because that's what they've been saying. And then that time came and went, and we're still waiting, right? Thank you, Spreaker. But they get our
Yeah.
money every month.
Spreaker and Blog Talk Radio, same ownership. Gee, what a surprise. Spreaker is a relatively easy platform to use. The downside is the only way you connect is with Skype. That's it.
Yes.
No other way.
I'm working on that too. Just rerouting some stuff. It's just going to be an audio in, audio out. Hopefully it'll work. So like phone calls and stuff. That's what I'm thinking. Like you could just have people call to a regular phone number, and I bet that's going to be a lot clearer than Skype, right?
Actually not.
Why?
I don't know. Probably because VoIP is still, in the bandwidth. Meanwhile, you've got that open transmission for the phone call, wherever it's coming from. It's likely on a cell, which means it's still got to go to a tower, and it's going
Got
to pick
it.
up,
Yeah.
shit.
I'm glad we included the audience in our technical meeting for the week. See, that I didn't know what we do every week. We work so hard to make this show be this kind of professionalism. Takes a lot of work. I mean, we got to go and check out what the writing room is doing. We got to do all this stuff. We got to. Oh, there's people in the chat.
Yeah, like we have writers on this show.
Yeah, and then our editors got to go through, and then we got the teleprompter people ready, and the makeup
and
people.
legal's got to look at it.
Legal has to go through everything all the time. Costumes, wardrobes, man. Sometimes you got to have the actors for the background scenes. It's crazy. Like it's radio, so a lot of you don't know, but there's a guy with a green screen juggling behind me right now. And the way the green screen's set up, it looks like he's flying through outer space.
Juggling.
And he gets paid a lot of money to do that. He's a professional.
He's
Sometimes
a
he
union
dresses
member
up like
too.
like Macbeth, and he juggles skulls.
Wow,
It's
that's a
crazy.
union gig, man.
What?
That's a union gig.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, back to the serious stuff. Um, hello, smoker, and hello, celeb, who are in the chat. And if you're listening, why aren't you in the chat? Um, yeah, today's goof around day, I guess. But no, we went over that. So now we got this impeachment thing. You heard about that, Glenn?
Yes.
I don't
Rand
really think it's
Paul
gonna
is
go
being a
anywhere. I don't
goof.
know. What?
Rand Paul is being the biggest, loudest, nonsensical one so far. But I mean,
Like, I
this
think
whole
people.
thing. No, there's a whole package of things that are all going to have to get dealt with in the next month in the Capitol. It's the
Yeah.
impeachment. It's what happens to Cruz and Hawley. It's what happens to the 117 Republicans in the House who supported objecting to the Electoral College. Plus, there's the filibuster agreement in the Senate. And then there's what Biden can get done. And he's more of a stick than a carrot. So, I mean, I don't think you can really pick and choose one thing out of that pile because it's Team A and Team B, and they're all on the table. Because, the other thing to think about, how far will McConnell let guys like Hawley and Cruz keep beaking off and keep getting memed to death before it starts to hurt the Republicans for the midterms? Because my numbers, I'm not going to guarantee them, but they're pretty close. There's something like 26 Senate seats up for election in 2022, and 18 of them are Republican.
Well, yeah,
So
that's
things could get a lot worse real quick.
That's what I was saying earlier. I think people like McConnell and them, they kind of want things back to normal before the clown show, but they don't want to lose the clowns fans. You know what I mean? Like all the Trump supporters, they don't want to lose that base.
Yeah.
So they're trying to walk this tightrope kind of thing. And Trump's talking about starting his own MAGA, what is it called, Patriot Party or something, so he can go against all the Republicans who weren't loyal and went against him.
Oh, he just wants to formalize his cult of personality is all he wants.
Yeah. So I don't know what's going to happen. That could divide that party pretty badly.
Oh, yeah. It's like
You have the
Tea
ultra
Party.
racist and then the regular racist.
This is a threat like the Tea Party was, and the party bent over for the Tea Party. Well, if they bend over for MAGA, you know what happens.
Yeah, well, this is the Tea Party, and then it took a bunch of steroids and became MAGA.
Yeah.
That's what I think happened. It didn't just pop up out of nowhere. There's been racist inbreds all over the place for a long time.
I think that's the biggest thing it's going to come down to because, McConnell being the leader of the Republicans in the Senate, majority or minority, it doesn't matter. People have to realize what a big part of his job is, and that's getting Republicans connected to donors and to doing, speaking for cash, the network. That's one of the biggest jobs of a Senate leader. They're responsible for that kind of thing. So, I mean, a lot of McConnell's job now, since he's not burying legislation, Now he'll be concentrating on 2022 as soon as he possibly can. And he may have to, somebody may get sacrificed, is what I'm saying. I still say they should kick out Ted Cruz because nobody would really care. Nobody can stand that piece of shit. And the Texas Republican governor will just send a new Republican. So, I think there has to be some sort of statement because, McConnell was only such an asshole the last decade because he could. Now he can't. Now he will seem kind of human-like. Wait and see.
Human-like. I can't see that. I can't even believe it would ever happen. Oh, man. I think a lot of these people are just going to get off. There's not going to be anything to happen. I mean, this is what I'm seeing. The people from the Capitol wannabe revolution, wannabe civil war, whatever they were calling it, insurrection, they're getting slap on the wrist kind of things. He says we got no sound.
What?
I don't know. Smoker said no sound. Anyway, it looks like we're still up. So anyway, dang, I lost my train of thought. Dang, Wax.
Oh, now we're back. Okay, whatever. Yeah, okay. You go on.
Okay. So
all these people getting slaps on the wrist, yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna get slaps on the wrist. They're giving them stuff like I can't think of the charges, but they're minor charges. My mind just totally went blank. I had it in my head, and then we lost sound, supposedly. Refreshed. Oh, it was on him. See, I shouldn't stop when people say stuff like that. Anyway, yeah, they're getting slaps on the wrist. I think these lawmakers, I don't think what are they going to do? Censure them? Slap, that's another slap on the wrist. Bad. Don't encourage insurgencies. These people aren't going to get tons of real time like a normal protester would for doing a lot less than that. And I think Biden might even pardon some people. I don't know. Not the people from the bigger people, the politicians and whoever. These people are sick, but I'm noticing like everyone's like, we got to get along. We got to cross over the line, and we're all Americans, and we have to, I don't know, appease the fascists now. They got this jackass Jimmy Dore has Nazis on his show, and he's tweeting out how great they believe in everything we believe in. Who knew? And this is exactly what was happening before. The Young Turks would have Nathan Domingo, whatever his name is. They'd have these vicious Nazis on there. Richard Spencer was all over on all these people's things. Then they'd be like, oh, we're not promoting them. We're going to debate them to show how wrong they're. You're letting their voice be heard. These fucking idiots don't understand that what a debate does is your guy is going to think, your audience, each guy's audience, each person in the debate has a little audience, right? And both of their audiences are going to be like, they won. Doesn't matter. That's how it always works. Them. Nobody goes there and says, like, oh yeah, the Nazi wasn't, even though I've been a Nazi my whole life, the Nazi wasn't as good as the anti-fascist guy or the Democrat, whatever it is. And they made some good points. I think I'm not going to be racist anymore. Yeah, I don't think that happens. So what you're doing is you're giving them a voice. You're giving them a big voice to their people. These people are nuts. They're famous for that. All these jackass, quote unquote, progressive, all they are is liberals. And they know that these Nazis are making money, get them ratings, clickbait, whatever. So they do it. Well, and what happens after that? Now these people have a bigger platform than they had to begin with, and you validated them.
Well, that's the thing anyway. None of these people are doing this because they're revolutionaries. They're doing it because they're making money. And they're not running their enterprise by themselves. They're all represented by management. They all have basically their own agents So, hey, if you do this, we get this much. All right, sure. And that's that. And then they just try and sell it as best they can without talking about how well it works out for them. I mean, this is the whole problem with corporate media. You really, most of the time, you don't know why you're being shown this at this point in time, you know? I mean, that's rather conspiratorial in tone, but I mean,
Here's another thing.
Well, look at commercials. You remember when there used to be car commercials where you actually saw the car?
Yeah.
Well, now, that's optional. Maybe
now you see fun, cool-looking people enjoying the car.
Yeah, and some tune that they paid $5 million to use. And, like, what the fuck has that got to do with the car? Show me the product. Don't show me the dream. But that's how stuff gets sold for everything. Everything.
Yeah, it's the ads are misleading because I was trying to find the little square truck, the toy that you put your 3 hamsters in and dress them up and they dance. It turns out that's a real truck for people, not for hamsters. It's ridiculous. So, yeah, man, but they doing this, and like we said last week, every one of these Nazi sympathizers are starting to use the word anarchists when they're talking about these fascists.
Well, that's the next stage, yeah.
Exactly, because that's beneficial for the Biden regime. They need to make us enemies so they could use these people and say, well, they're anarchists. They're anarchists. They're not anarchists. These people went in there to install a dictator. They're nationalists. I'd argue they're white nationalists. That's not anarchists.
No.
Don't let them fool y'all. These people are on an agenda to do whatever it takes to make their guy look good. They'll say bad things about him. They'll knock him once in a while because that's what makes them look edgy and keep their viewers. But when the chips are down, they're going to back their party and they're going to back their people. They always have. They always will. And they'll use these Nazis, give them any kind of platform, spread their hate all over just for ratings.
Yep.
That's this quote-unquote progressive liberal media right now. Fuck all of them for that. They Nazi sympathizers. They know better than the Nazis, man.
I mean,
if they had them on the show and a bunch of cats came in with baseball bats and just stomped them out and they're like, oops, we didn't know that was going to happen. Any more Nazis want to come on the show? Take his place? That's cool. Letting them talk for 1 second, that's not cool.
We get that same bullshit story in Canada all the time, too, about the liberal biased media. Bullshit. Complete and utter bullshit. All corporate media in Canada is right wing, period. They're interested in more money, more power, more market share. That's all they give a shit about. Nothing but. But that's their nature, So, okay. But, when you talked about these people so far just getting slaps on the wrist, yeah, but I don't think anybody's all the way through the system yet either. And just like it reminded me of how you prosecute a RICO case. You book all the street people on, maybe third-degree misdemeanor possession or something. You just get them in the system. Because then when you do pick up somebody who's in a position of leadership, if you have any record of all of them talking to the guy on the misdemeanor, then you bring them back in. I think we're going to start to see more happen. But what I'm amazed at is how, from basically the entire country, there were insurrectionists that showed up. I mean, the
Yeah.
Proud Boys leader from Hawaii was in D.C. So,
Well, a lot of their bigger cats got sent money from all these different groups and stuff.
yeah,
they do what do they do, the Patreons, or they do a Kickstarter, not a GoFundMe or whatever, and get money, and people fund them. The Nazis fund the Nazis. That's one thing you do got to say about them. They
yeah.
make sure their people, their famous little people, is really paid.
Well, that's where the church appeal comes in too, because
Yeah, yeah.
you got to give, you got
Like
to
how that
give.
My Pillow guy is able to be doing anything is because he has a religious, and that's done intentionally.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that mine pillow?
Not on Twitter. Oh man, these people are such terrible people.
Well, I hope Mike Liddell's happy with his choice because I'm willing to predict that by 2024 he's broke.
Think you go back to the crack.
I don't know.
I mean, religion is a grift for these people. They come up with something. He was a crackhead. He came up with some cool pillow design, I guess. And he's like, man, I could sell a lot of these. I don't know. I don't know if it's good quality or not, but he could be like, I could sell a lot of these. But if I turn religious, I guarantee millions of sales. Because they support their own people just like the Nazis do.
No doubt.
So yeah,
No
turning
doubt.
religious is like a way to make a lot of money if you're, in the right place to be able to promote to those people.
Yep. Yeah, the standards of trust in some environments is different than others. Indeed. But I watched I think about a 12-minute video actually that was put out by the Wall Street Journal, and they've really put a lot together now about Proud Boys in leadership positions around the U.S. who had an awful lot to do with what happened on January 6th at the Capitol. Like
What type of leadership positions?
State leaders, big metro city, Proud Boy leaders. So like these were...
Oh, leaders from their terrorist organization. I thought you meant leaders within the communities and all that.
Oh, no.
Oh,
These,
okay.
yeah.
I
These
see.
are... what do you want to... Oh, I guess we could go back to that one. They're the social club leaders.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they've identified and pieced together, like these guys are going to get picked up. There's without a question. They're just waiting for the knock on the door. And with the change in leadership at the Department of Justice, and I'm sure there's, a few desks that have to be looked under, etc. To prosecute something like this is a huge show trial. This is an opportunity for a Democrat president to come off as someone who can legitimately have the bald eagle land on his shoulder. If they can prove that all these lunatics wanted to kill national leaders and install Trump. If they can prove that and they put him away, then suddenly Biden becomes a famous president.
Yeah. I mean, they're already like, this is the most consequential, important election of our lifetimes. So they were saying since day one.
Yeah, they say that every election.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Yeah.
aren't all of them?
Yeah.
I mean, we're just going to get someone more and more fascist each time. But this is what I was going to say. I hope this impeachment thing goes through. And I hope it sets a precedent. I want them to go back. I want the Democrats and Republicans to go to war on this. And I want them to start going back on crimes all these presidents have done who are still alive, from Bush, Clinton, Obama, Trump. Big Bush is dead. All of them down the line, start impeaching them for their crimes. And then go through like what's his name? Bush's brother in Florida. Jeb, yeah. Jeb should have been in jail.
Yep.
For what he did on those elections with the Florida stuff. He shouldn't be allowed to run anymore. They should do this to these people, to anybody affiliated with them. And the younger and the ones that are trying to move up, take them out. Take the old ones out, get rid of them, and take the young ones out of it. Get rid of all these scum. It's just so ridiculous.
But see, there's the difference, though. All these other presidents never launched an attack against the Capitol. Our Capitol. That's the difference here.
Yeah,
and I do agree there needs to be a precedent, because there's no way this guy should be able to be on the ballot anywhere for anything ever again.
He'll just put his kids on it and it'll be the same thing.
It doesn't matter. It's not him, because it's just like in North Korea. The original.
He's the deity, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There's still his kids and stuff, but they're not him. So yeah, it's important and it's worth doing, because, like some people have said, if you don't stop it now, it becomes a precedent.
Yeah. I want it to be a precedent. I want him to go back. I mean, Bush stole an election, Obama and murdered like 1 million people. Obama came in and continued murdering people. Bush locked families in cages. Obama started locking families and children in cages. Bush had less children. Obama ramped it up. Then came Trump, you know what I mean? And Clinton, You can go through all that. Let's go back to Whitewater. I mean, he already got impeached. He should have been removed. But let's look into everything. These people are sick. They need to be disgraced. They need to be looked at like the scum they are. We need to stop looking at these, as Peter Tosh said, robbers, rapers, killers, kidnappers as great people. They're not. They're scum.
Well, everybody was actually hoping that once the election was over and Trump was gone, things would calm down. Well, things won't be calming down for some time, especially when you hear about 7,000 National Guard staying in D.C. until March. I mean, like we talked about last week, it's obvious why they needed that big green zone, because they had to set up $50 million worth of fireworks and didn't want anybody to see them. But why they still need 7,500 guard in the Capitol now, like why? I mean, what would make them decide that that's the level that they couldn't go below that? Why do they think,
because it's
what's
them.
going on? Think so?
Yeah, if it's us, if a bunch of people are going to die here, they'll send them out a week or something and then start abusing the people that are suffering. That's what they'll do. Out there, it's like, oh no, wait, this affected us. We're getting our security out here. We got the best security. We'll let them stay out here until we don't need them anymore and we feel safe again. That's why they're there. Because the elite Congress senators, they felt threatened.
Oh, yeah.
That's their job. That's where they work. That's where they grift. That's where they take our money and do nothing for us. They get paid by our tax dollars, take all this corporate money, and only bow down to them.
It's their private club.
And it got attacked. That's why it's there. Has nothing to do with anything else. That's my opinion. That's
No,
how
yeah.
important they are. It's like when people go to the mayor's house. Pigs will go surround the place and they'll be there for a day or two after watching out. What is going on?
Oh, that's
I
true.
started randomly searching something.
Turn the voice thing off. Well, it's going to be interesting, you know. I mean, I don't think it's possible that there's just not another big event. It just seems unlikely to me. Maybe with the slowness and the relative secrecy of the investigations from the Capitol insurrection, you know, this is kind of like when back in the old days when one crew would get busted for hacking, then everybody else just went real quiet for a while. It's almost like, oh shit, they got some of us Nazis. Everybody else,
Yeah.
Halsmauer, Halsmauer, Halsmauer.
But don't forget, Biden's a white supremacist. His vice president said so. Let's never forget that.
But he's a different brand.
I'm just making sure everybody remembers this. It's true. Because Biden should have gone down with Obama to prison. They should have locked him next to Bush and Cheney in a cell.
But yet, you know, something that I found very lousy is through all this in the past week, out of all these politicians all vying for power, who comes out of it winning the internet? The independent from Vermont, Bernie Sanders. That's got to be one of the longest running memes I can remember in years, man.
With the gloves and wrestling and alligators and all that.
There's a lot of good ones. A lot of good ones. But, you know, this is a guy that every poll ever shown would have beat Trump if he was a Democratic nominee. But, you know, the party refused to let him be the nominee.
That's where he went wrong. He's the best of the worst, maybe. Still a terrible person. Terrible politician. He says good things. He doesn't do exactly what he says. So, yeah, he could have ran as an independent. He always ties himself to that Democratic Party. Calls himself a socialist. He's a fake socialist. Ties himself to the Democratic Party. And then endorses everybody they put up there. He endorsed Clinton. He endorsed Biden. He's just I don't know what he is. He's a useful tool for them.
He's an indie in a...
He gets the group of people that think that they're, you know, not with the Democrats, but kind of are. And then he pulls them in, and in the end they vote for the Democratic guy. Maybe that's his shtick, and maybe that's what he does. And maybe he gets paid for it. I don't know. Seems like that's what he always does, though.
Well, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. He's never been a card-carrying Democrat, and they ain't going to forgive that kind of shit.
Then run on your own party and just take votes from them. Who cares?
But
you lose, you win, but you hurt them.
Or something like the president, it's just simply impossible to have a chance of winning as an independent or a third party in the United States. But you're not winning. So who's got all that money to throw away when you know you're going to lose when you start?
Yeah, I don't know.
See, that's the thing. I mean, when Ross Perot ran, a guy who had a lot of money, presidential campaigns were nowhere near $1 billion. Now they are. Now they're past $1 billion. So You know, that kind of
People are starving in
limits.
the streets and they're paying $1 billion to promote a politician.
Yeah,
That's insane. If you really think
but don't
about it, for what?
but don't forget, hundreds of millions of that come from Americans, American citizens, because they're consuming the product.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. They need to even the playing field out. I mean, I hope that Trump does start his little party, and I hope it rattles the Republicans, just like I was saying Sanders could have done with the Democrats. I hope it hurts them, and I hope they split up, and then I hope they say, "Oh wow, these Democrats suck too." Because once all the terrible crazy racists leave and go with Trump, you're gonna have two Democratic parties sitting side by side with a red tie and a blue tie. It'll be like those two Spider-Mans in the meme pointing at each other. It's like that now, but it's really gonna be like that. They're gonna be indistinguishable from each other. Because Trump's taking the whack jobs, the real
Oh,
crazy ones. These people will still be racist, but they'll be Biden racist. You see, like you know what I mean?
yeah, that's just it. That team will be a lot more white than the other team.
Okay, one will be more white then. But
Yeah.
regardless, maybe the Democrats will be like, oh, this sucks. And some of them will spin off, and then some real people will start a party, and they could win, like a real People's Party, not just something called the People's Party run by a bunch of quote unquote democratic socialists, which just means Democrats who say cooler things than the other Democrats.
But in the United States, the way it's set up and the way the laws are, it's simply impossible to form a party and be able to get on the presidential ballot in all 50 states in under 3 election cycles. Is going to take at least 12 years because that's just how the system is. And there's no other country
Even
like,
if both parties get crumbled and split up, now they can't
but
just say we're funding ourselves. Now everybody's. I want it discombobulated, Glenn. That's what it needs to happen. It needs to be destroyed some kind of way. There need to be a wrench thrown in it. We need gremlins in this thing.
well, yeah, then it would have to collapse instead of being attacked. And,
Hey,
you
whatever
know,
works quickest, I'm all for it.
you know, I hear what you're saying, but I mean, there is no country like the US for how ridiculously complex it is to have a national vote for one national office. There are basically 50 different sets of rules, which is fucked.
I guess
And
spreading
it's,
democracy around the world takes its toll on your own country, huh?
it's just this. And again, this is something that Reconstruction did not fix. This is where it comes from, you know?
Yeah.
That word is sure faded from reporting in the last week, hasn't it? We heard it a few times right before inauguration, but it's disappeared now.
Yeah, just let me make this clear. Just like when Obama was in office, there was a Tea Party and a bunch of people attacking him. I didn't like Obama either, but we protest for different things. We don't work with racists or Nazis or any of these scum, fascists. It doesn't matter if they want the same outcome. They want it for different reasons. In the end, we're gonna have to get into it.
Yeah.
So that's why I was kind of really hoping this little civil war of theirs would blow up. Let the Nazis and the MAGA Nazis and all these jackasses go to war with the U.S. government, first the police, National Guards. They all kill each other. That makes the real revolution a lot easier, a lot less ops to fight. So yeah, I wanted that to happen, but it didn't. So maybe your big thing, Glenn, will kick off. Because if they're just
Well,
if they're in the Capitol, the only people that can get hurt are politicians or Capitol buildings or whatever, are pretty much politicians, cops, National Guards, or Nazis. It's kind of win-win. I keep saying this, but maybe we should encourage this a little bit more. Like, go on, you can do it, Nazis. We believe in you. Go get all the cops. It saves us the hassle. So that was just for anybody who has, like, cool Nazi accounts stacked up somewhere. Use them for good. Get them cats killed. That's what we aim for.
well, I was surprised that there's been so little happening at state capitals. I thought there would be more, but, I don't know, man. I mean, it just seems unlikely to me in a country that's as divided as the U.S. is in all kinds of different ways, to the amount of guns in the population, to the amount of encouragement and provocation that can be found in media and on the internet. I'd just be really, really shocked if there isn't something coming, I'd be shocked.
Yeah. I don't know.
But I wish
I
I
don't
wasn't, but
like the first time doing it, they thought they really thought these cats are nut jobs. They're not normal people. They thought the president was like 100% behind them, gonna go with them,
yeah.
pardon them. There was no repercussions for anything, Boy, were they in for a rude awakening, huh?
Well, there's this other kind of Taliban tie-in too, because the more video that you go and look for Trump's speech, and then even the assembling of these people at the Capitol, and then going into the Capitol, so many of them invoking God in what they're doing. It's God's will.
Same
God
fascism.
is with us. Well, that's called Allahu Akbar.
That's what
Okay?
I said. Same fascism, different religion, man. It
Man,
really
oh
is.
man.
Look at the memes are not far off, man.
Yeah, true.
These people hated ISIS. They were screaming, ban the Muslims, kill the Muslims, let's throw bacon at people, let's disrespect their religion because that's what you should do to us if we ever did something like that. Calling them all kinds of terrible names just for their religion. I'm not even talking about ISIS, right? And then they hated ISIS. Every Muslim was ISIS. Every Arab was ISIS. And in some cases, every Sikh and Indian and Pakistani were ISIS too to these people.
Yep.
Hindus were ISIS. It didn't matter. Dark Arab Christians were ISIS. That's how it was for a while in this country. People were getting murdered by these cats talking about they are stopping terrorists. So now everything ISIS does, the trucks with the flags,
Yeah.
the Bibles, the guns, the Qurans, the guns, the bombs, running into crowds of people, shooting up crowds of people. They've adapted everything they supposedly hate. And then quote unquote black gang culture destroying our inner cities and making it unsafe for white people. Well, now you got the Proud Boys. Gang culture is gang culture, and there's white cats doing it now, making their communities unsafe. They've ripped off everything. They've reappropriated everything they hate, man.
But somehow it's never presented that way.
But that's what it is. You can't explain it any other way.
I know.
It really just blows my mind.
But I mean, when I see shit like that, it's like I've been in certain enclaves in Canada where it's pretty much a cult environment because, everybody really does know everybody because most of them are related to each other and they all have the exact same worldview. It's like it's programmed. And it's like, okay, well, yeah, I guess it doesn't matter what the question is. If it doesn't go through God, then it doesn't get an answer. All right, we'll catch you people later. But you don't expect to see that across the whole country. You don't expect to see that in your big cities. And for the most part, you don't in Canada. But then I look at this Al-Qaeda in the US, and it seems like they are all over the fucking country.
They're spread out.
Right.
There's a small number of them, though. I mean, there's the voters that voted for Trump, but the really crazy ones that are willing to go and give their lives and show up at capitals and believe in lizard people and flat earth and demon semen and democratic satanic rituals and pizza places or whatever, eating babies. Those people are a smaller group. They're just loud and obnoxious, and there's still millions of them. They're just, comparatively speaking, there's not even a third of the country is that group. A third of the country are the fascists, just the ones that voted for Trump. Maybe.
Yeah, I think that's it right there. That's what I don't get being from Canada. Like you said, there's still millions of them, but, whatever. And to me, it's like millions. Jesus Christ. Yeah. The numbers.
But they're spread out over this big place, too. And all those millions don't have resources to get to one place real fast, too easy.
Well, there may be a few more that won't be able to do that anymore since they'll be on no-fly lists.
Oh, yeah. You can always jump a bus.
Oh,
yes,
I don't think...
I said semen.
No, I'm pretty sure that these people have too much privilege to take 2 days to get to D.C. Forget it. They want to get there in 3 hours.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, is Trump... I'm hearing he's going to start doing rallies eventually. Or that's his plan.
Are they going to be simulcast from Dubai or...
I mean, do they do donations at political rallies, right? They sell stuff.
Oh, for sure. Fuck,
so
man.
He
can give us our money rallies anytime.
He can have these big MAGA rallies forever, and these people just keep giving up money, everything they have. Let me buy a T-shirt, a hat, or whatever. Autographed pictures.
It's no different than an evangelical super church. That's what they do.
It's like a political comic book convention for one guy instead of the Politicon, which is a political Comic-Con where the good people get together with the Nazis and have friendly debates on camera so everybody can... The same thing we were bitching about earlier, or I was anyway. Two people, this is what I don't understand. These people need to understand. 2 people can be bad that oppose each other. You don't have to choose one. You can say Trump is bad, Biden is bad. You can say Cenk Uygur is bad and Jimmy Dore is bad. You don't have to choose either. They're all terrible people. They all have their own stupid agendas, and they'll all do whatever they have to do, including giving Nazis a voice to make their agenda happen.
But not making a choice is
so
not...
that's a little late. I'm sorry, what?
Not making a choice is not the norm. You must pick a side. I mean, this is something that is part of the culture.
Neither side is a side. It's the second part of the thing. Neither side. It's in there. there's
not
things that have 8 and 10 and 20 sides. You don't have to pick
That's
a
not
side.
in the
One
marketing.
of the sides just has nothing there, and that's the side I'm gonna be on. None of
That's
y'all.
the black. That's the black hole side.
Whatever. It's the nobody side. Vote for nobody. Always vote for nobody. Vote for things, not for people.
Well, I'm afraid that our marketing department is going to have a very hard time making this scalable.
Biden went out with a Rolex. Did you see that?
Who gives a fuck?
Well, no, my thing is, there's a bunch of poor people. That's just bad imaging. We're the most expensive stuff. I'm just saying, these people aren't with the people. These people believe him to be with the people because he says, hey, man, and he knows about corn pop and, all those cool things. But no, he's a fascist piece of crap. He's the same Biden you knew when he was writing the Clinton crime bill. He's just more refined. He knows how to he knows how to find fascists of all colors and nations to bring into his admission that are willing to go along with his smoother version of white supremacy.
Everybody had
screaming racist crap. I'm sorry, what, Glenn? I think we have a little delay. I think we talk on each other sometimes.
Well, everybody in this country had to have a cigarette after we saw the official statement from the Prime Minister about how, indeed, Biden's first call to a foreign leader was to Canada. So, just the fact that happened apparently is news. So, nobody cares about content. He phoned me first. And everybody's like, oh, outstanding.
How come one of these media people that are fawning over him don't be like, hey, dude, when are the kids going to get out the cages? How about like yesterday? Why are you doing anything else?
Well, there is something that every time I see it on Twitter, on my timeline, no matter who sends it, I will retweet it. And that's the one that says, hey, Biden, when are you going to get out of Yemen? Because that was a promise, too.
Yeah,
so
but we have concentration camps in this country and a Gestapo. He can executive order that away as fast as Bush and them executive ordered it into place. I like the way I said that.
No, he can. Just like he can get out of Yemen, too.
Exactly.
Because there sure as hell ain't it ain't been before Congress, I'll tell you that.
But that could hurt some defense contractors, and we don't want to do that, do we?
Oh, God.
Like, that's the thing. Biden will never hurt a defense contractor. Those are his peoples.
That's
Biden
true.
loves war. He's a warmonger, man. Obama said he was going to leave Iraq and bring the troops home and close down Guantanamo. I suspect Biden's promises will go that route. Just like Trump was going to build a Great Wall and have Mexico pay for it. I always tell people, whatever they say in the campaign, that's just campaign promises. They're meaningless. They don't ever intend to do any of them. It's just stuff they say so you'll vote for them because they're liars. Never believe a politician unless they're talking about their opponent, bad-mouthing their opponent. Then believe everything they say.
Nobody's got the balls to actually tell you what they want to do. Like, forget it. Then nobody will vote for him.
I'm going to tell all you journalists who listen to this show, I know there's thousands of them, like the top journalists listen to our show. That's where they get their ideas from because we're so structured. So, hey, I'm being serious. So, yeah, to all you listening right now, go ask Biden, when are the babies going to get out of them cages? When are you going to shut down the concentration camps? And keep asking it every time you see him and don't stop until the babies are free. And the only correct answer is, why am I at this press conference? I need to free the babies. And he just, give me the executive order. Let me sign it right now. Continue on. The babies are free. And ICE is disbanded and they're leaving now. We're getting the vans. We're getting everything ready to take them, and we're going to find their parents. We're going to do whatever we have to do. We'll blow all kinds of tax dollars on that. We'll take it from some defense contractor. Don't worry. That's the right answer right there. You think Biden's going to do that? No. But these people are deifying him right now.
Well, I mean, this is the other thing that really doesn't get brought up too much. I mean, you'll actually hear more about this way of looking at what government does. You'll hear this probably from Max Kaiser on RT more than you're going to hear about it on any U.S. cable news. But when people bring up subjects like dissolving ICE, the people in government, the first thing they think of is stranded assets. All the people that ICE have in the system. If there's no ICE, now what? And they're in the system, so they could be a source of revenue of one type or another. So now we have to reallocate, and it becomes a logistics problem for people in government. They don't think about the actual people who are in that system or how they got there. That's just not how they do their job, unfortunately. That's the fucking reality of it. They look at it like closing down a bunch of branch factories.
Yeah,
and you know how much you know how much those people care about the people who get laid off at the factories, right? So
yeah, they get a bonus when they do cutbacks like that. People lose everything, and some executives getting a bonus for saving so much money, making it work efficiently with half the people, or half the money.
This is exactly why you're never going to see a politician in this day and age come out and make a statement like that, because it's just, even if, okay, I know this is wild, but even if they wanted to, they couldn't just do it like that. It would take weeks in the background and it would get leaked, and I mean, it's just the fucking system, man. And people say how bad monarchies are. Well, that's the one upside to a monarchy. If the king or queen wants something done, bang, it's done.
Yep.
But that doesn't happen in any of the liberal democracies that we have these days.
I mean, Trump taught us it could be done. Obama taught us it could be done. They all sign executive orders all the time. Biden can do the same thing, but he won't, because he's a fascist piece of crap. But no, why don't you just end ICE? End all the stuff Bush started. Homeland Security, Patriot Act. Biden could end this.
Well, you notice how the one Senate approval that Hawley chose to grandstand on was for the Secretary of DHS, which, is just so ironic. It's ridiculous, but that was one of the first ones. And everybody agreed, we have to get somebody in at DHS, like right now. Yeah, I bet. Somebody who knows where all the bodies are already would be preferred. Oh, okay, we have someone like that. What a coincidence. So, and then you see shit like
DHS needs to be shut down. It just needs to be ended, abolished. We didn't need it before. Some people blew up 2 buildings. It's not stopping the real terrorists from within. We don't need it. We don't need it. And these people are jackasses, and they're in our streets in these stupid white trucks, and they're above everybody. We don't need it. We don't need them. It's extra money that can be coming back to the people who need it right now.
Well, in the mid 20th century Germany, DHS would be the SD. And yeah, they show up, suddenly they run the show. You know, kind of like the CIA, I guess, but
how are the big cities in Canada? Is there a ton of homeless people living there? Like nations of them?
Well, there's an awful lot of homeless people in Vancouver, in Winnipeg, in Regina, in Calgary, in Toronto, definitely, in
when you
Ottawa.
Say an awful lot, have you seen pictures of it here?
I know LA is a whole nother story.
Is it? So it's nothing like that.
No, no. Like there are concentrations like that, but not as many of them.
Yeah, it's a problem everywhere we got to deal with.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was as bad as it is here or not. I mean, population-wise, maybe it is.
Yeah, I'd say on a percentage. Yep. And I mean, you know, all this shit about the rent and the mortgage.
They can get health care and mental health care and stuff, correct?
Well, they get health care when they need it. As far as having like a GP doctor, I'd probably say 80% is not a problem. There are some people that don't want one, and then there are some areas where there's just simply not enough doctors right now.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's available. I mean, it's not like you're not getting it because you don't have enough money. No, that don't happen.
So Lev said Canada cares a little bit more than homeless people than the U.S. Not a hell of a lot more, but just a little bit more.
And again, that's from the top down. If the Conservative Party was the government in Canada, we'd be a lot closer to the U.S. on that score.
Yeah. Well, man, we probably got to wrap this show soon because I got stuff to do.
All right.
So, yeah, do you want to do the sponsor part?
Alrighty.
Take them out with the sponsor. Hang on, I'll play the groovy sponsor music. Black Uru, the same one. Here we go. Go ahead, Glenn.
Today's show is brought to you by Blue Dream.
Blue Dream, nice. You're still on that one.
Yep.
Wow. For me, today's show is brought to you by Gary Payton and Fruity Pebbles. But it's wax. That's a plot twist. So yeah, anything else, Glenn, before we go?
Yeah. Ask the audience, who the fuck is Gary Payton?
Yeah, if anyone knows who Gary Payton is, let us know. I'm thinking it might be the guy that grew this strain or something.
We'll get our research department on it.
But then you never know. It could be an actor, a politician, it was a politician. I know who it was. I know the name. You know, we could just Google it, Glenn.
Yeah, we could, but
hang on. No, we can't end the show until. Why'd you bring that up? Okay.
You brought it up. You said it.
Oh, wait a minute. Gary, you're going to be surprised. It's an actual person.
Okay.
It's an American basketball player.
I was going to say a basketball player. Son of a bitch.
But they spelled the name different.
Oh, really?
But I'm guessing it's maybe just misspelled because they didn't know. Man, that's It's not original, but anyway. Well, I hope Gary Payton, the basketball player, is the same Gary Payton that grew this weed, because it's good. You could have more than one talent in life, I think.
Well, yeah, maybe he took his NBA pension money and, started a new business.
Yeah, you can throw a ball through a hole and grow some good weed. I think that's a possibility.
Right on, Gary.
Okay. So the sports person for this episode. If Nolan was here, he would have known who that was, I bet you.
Yeah.
I guarantee it. Nolan knows everybody in sports. Man, I miss Nolan. All right, man. So thank you, everybody in the chat. Thank you, everybody listening. And thank you, Glenn. And we'll be back possibly one day in the near future.